Andy Johnson, Minnesota State University. We are looking at word identification and some strategies for developing the syntactic cueing system. Remember, our brain uses 3 cueing systems to recognize words as we are reading: phonological, syntactical, that we'll look at right now, and semantic. And we have almost 10 times more information flowing from the cortex down than from the page and thalamus up. It is a top-down as well as bottom-up. Is the transactive view of reading. Syntax, we use all of these to identify or recognize words as we are reading. To make sense, we create meaning. We do not sound out words. Tense and plurality, prefix, suffixes. So we will be looking at 7 specific strategies to develop syntax. We do not teach reading. We create the conditions whereby students can develop their ability to create meaning with text. The first one, very simple, morphemic analysis. That has to do with prefix, suffixes, and root words. We teach the most common prefix, and these 20 make up like 90% of all the prefixed words, and the top 4 are by far the majority of them. And the most common suffixed words, again, the top 4 or 5 make up the vast majority of suffixed words. Focus just on these 20. That will get you through most of the words that students will encounter. When introducing new prefix and suffix, keep it simple. Remember, we aren't teaching, we are developing the ability to recognize these prefixes, suffixes, and root words. Show it in the context of a sentence whenever possible. Use a word wall as a teaching tool so they can see the words on the wall either with prefix or separate, and always use kid language when explaining or defining. Don't use dictionary language. I was happy I lost my shoes, and I was not happy or unhappy. And I'm using color here to clearly separate the suffix from the root words. When you are not sick, you are healthy. When you get sick, you are unhealthy. Healthy, unhealthy. Un plus healthy equals unhealthy. Same with your suffixes. You can stop and you can see there, but they see it in the context of the sentence. This is how I'm teaching it. Very simple. Don't need to spend a lot of time here. I'm using colors to make it stand out. Daily oral language, you simply see a sentence or 3 or 4 or a paragraph for older students. They have to read it through and make the corrections. These are great done in small group because the conversation that occurs is part of the teaching and learning, and it allows you for incidental instruction. And here students are looking to make sense out of this. They're looking at pronouns and words in between. Sentence combining, again, a way to develop the syntactical cueing system. Students are given 2 sentences or 3, and they have to combine them in a way that makes sense, but still creates the meaning of each. With older students, you can use 3 sentences. Sentence combining, develop the syntactical cueing system. Same with sentence mix-up. This works with youngers. Give them a sentence, mix it up, and they have to create it or put it in the right order that makes it make sense. In this picture here, you have a sentence on the board, or it could be a sentence that was written. Give them an actual card, and students have to arrange themselves. There's a variety of ways to do this. I got a puppy for my birthday. With some students, I like them to be able to see the sentence and arrange cards, physically arrange cards in order. Remember, we don't teach reading, we create the conditions where students can develop their ability to create meaning with print. Writing, 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 writing. Lots of it. Start with simple sentence. With struggling readers and writers, writing 1 sentence can be tough. Keep it simple. Allow student choice of topics and sentences whenever possible. Choice is a powerful motivator. And reading, reading, reading. Lots of reading. All right, you develop an innate sense of grammar and sentence structure. And reading, volume, voluntary reading is a cure for almost every reading-related disorder. Lots of it. And then peer editing, groups of 2 or 3 or an editing table. Variety of ways to do this. pairs or small groups. And again, it's the conversation that takes place as you read things aloud and listen for what makes sense and what doesn't. You develop a sense of grammar and structure sentence. And again, the brain uses 3 cueing systems. We tend to focus just on the phonological, especially with struggling readers, and we let atrophy these 2 other powerful ways to recognize and identify words.